Ethan says, "I don't owe you anything. I don't know him anymore. I thought I did. I believe the victim." Ethan calls Trisha a hypocrite. "Shame on you. Shame on both of you. I am trembling with anger and disgust. Shame, shame and sadness." And Trisha is just begging with Ethan, this is not some random case. This is someone you know. Wow, just wow. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the huge rant that Trisha went on Twitter, releasing video after video about how much this was all stressing at her. And here's just some of the videos that Trisha put out on Twitter.
Begging, because if the situation escalates, it gets worse in any sense of the meaning of that. I just want people to know, you could keep up, everyone at HC to stop. Because it is too much. It's too much. I get it. I'll wrap this all myself fine. But it's like, it's too much. I don't care if I'm acting or whatever. Like, it's straight up bullying and begging to stop. And they have the power to it. Just, it's literally too much. He said it's too late, but it's not too late yet. It's gonna go too far. It's gonna go too fucking far. I'm fucking scared of that. I'm fucking so scared of it. This is just me being desperate. I'm fucking desperate. Just please stop. Straight to that. This is the first time we ever talked since any of this happened. I haven't heard from Ethan and he for any of this. And I went to them like pleading, and their reaction was like, "No, it's too little, too late. We don't get to decide anymore what we do." It's like, I'm just asking. I'm not telling anyone to do. I'm sincerely asking at like a breaking point. I tried to call privately. I tried to text privately, and I shared those texts because Ethan was like, "I'm gonna share this." I didn't know. I take ownership. Doing enemies was the worst mistake. Talking shit about anyone on the internet. I'm so sorry because it is life damaging. It's life ruining. I'm pleading. I just wish it was like a 1 ounce of sympathy, remorse, or something. I just don't want this to escalate more. I'm not sharing this anywhere else. I can't monetize Twitter. There's no sponsor. There's no ads. I just want this out there. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for me. I'm just so pleading to stop. It's not drama. This isn't drama. This is my real life. Moses is real life. My mom, my father. They see it. It's all the stuff. I screenshot all of it. It's so fucking.
And I don't doubt to any extent that this is causing her extreme stress, but unfortunately a lot of this has been brought on by herself. The numerous discrepancies in her stories of SA, the allegations now being brought up against Moses. I mean, that would take its toll on anyone, and I don't doubt for a second it's weighing heavily on Trisha and probably Moses too. But I think what we also have to remember is how heavily this will all be weighing on the family of the accused. And Ethan has come forward and said that for now he's going to be removing the Frenemies podcast where Trisha spoke about this happening to her, citing that available evidence contradicts what Trisha has been claiming. And to be fair, I think Ethan is doing everything he can do. He's taken down what he now believes to be false accusations in the face of new evidence, and has given Trisha a platform to try and clarify everything that she's claimed. Although Trisha did not like how Ethan was handling it, saying that he was allowing H3 subreddit to go mad with hate and it then to spew over into their real life with people involving themselves in Trisha's mum's life and in Moses' life too. So now we're going to take a look at some of the messages in the Frenemies group chat. Trisha says, "I'm begging and pleading for the last time to never mention me in passing again. Moses is now being falsely accused of R. I was molested as a child and the family had no idea, and now they are getting harassed because you guys are allowing the subreddit to post his name." Hold on, didn't Trisha say his name on the Frenemies podcast? Anyway, "I am happy Frenemies was taken down. I was told inaccurate information as I often misspoke on situations that I just believed without researching. I had reported this molestation as a teenager. There are reports of it." Wait, I thought you said before that you, as a 6-year-old, had brought it to the courts. Now you're saying that you reported it as a teenager? Every single time you guys make jabs at me, the hate riles up. They dox Moses' ex-wives, they are tweeting to Molly's dance company that he is an R. All of this is stemming from the H3 subreddit and your continued mocking of me. I have ceased talking about you. I will never, got the rest of my life, mention your name and will ignore every question. This is too much. The girl has a lawyer to sue Moses of R-ing her. Even having it go to court will jeopardize his status in this country. Do you not see what is happening? I know you check the subreddit. I know you have control over these things. When you don't talk about me, this stuff dies down. I'm pleading with everything I have. What do you want to stop this? I will pay you every cent I ever earned from Frenemies back to end this. I will put out whatever statement you want me to make. I just need this to stop. It's not funny anymore at all. It's very serious. The cops went to my mum's house, questioned her about my stepdad molesting me 20 years ago. If that did actually happen though, why is that a bad thing? Ethan then replies, you really need to make a statement on the Mr. Riley stuff. Trisha says, you do not get to tell me what I need to talk about. I've talked with his family. They were unaware of the report I made as a child. They want it to go away. You do not get to tell me how I handle my SA. Ethan then replies, this is FYI not a private chat, so don't assume you have the right of privacy and I will share these screenshots as necessary. And then Trisha replies, wow. Trisha then goes on to say, I'm pleading for you just to stop. Please, I'm pleading. This is not funny, any of it. It's actually distressing. Please, I'm begging you to stop talking about me. Please, I tried calling you, Ethan, please. Ethan says, anything you want to say in writing, please. And Trisha responds, I'm saying it. I'm pleading for you to stop. Why can't you? Ethan says, okay, then no need for phone. And Trisha replies, why can't you just leave me alone? Please, everyone you talk about me, the more it comes up. Trisha then goes on to say, Moses is being accused of art. It's too fucking much. You can record a call, I don't care. I'm sincerely begging for this all to be over. And then Hila comes in and says, probably one of the most upsetting parts of this. My mum is having a mental breakdown and my whole family is basically broken down. Welcome to the club. You're not alone. You're not the only victim here. Start taking responsibility for your own actions and stop blaming us for everything that's happening to you. And same for Moses, who is not in this chat, but I'm sure he's reading. I mean, for Hila to come out and say this about her own brother must be heartbreaking. Trisha responds, I have, and I stopped. Trisha says, I stopped. And then Hila comes in with, little too late. And Trisha goes, please just do the same. It's not. It's keep going and going and going. What do you want? Moses in jail for a crime he didn't commit? And Hila comes back with, sorry, you also don't get to tell us what to do. And Trisha says, I'm not, I'm asking. Like pleading. Ethan then says, how do you know he didn't do it? And Trisha says, if you guys ever texted me, he didn't, there's text. Ethan then says, how do you know? And Trisha responds, he has so many. Ethan says, I saw the text. And Trisha says, wow, you guys know him. And Ethan says, I thought I did. I don't know him. I believe the victim. And then Trisha responds, you're falsely accusing someone you know. You don't know that person. Oh my god. I believe the victim. Wow, this must be so hard for Ethan and Hila having to go against their own family for something this serious and doing it all publicly. I can't imagine. My heart goes out to their family and all of the victims involved in this situation, including Trisha, if she was actually molested. Which, to be honest, I don't doubt she was. I just think she's embellished a lot of other stories to kind of go along with her trauma to somehow justify it. I will say that Ethan and Hila, to be going against their own family, I feel like they have to know something that maybe we don't, because as much as I want to believe Daphne against her claims against Moses, and I don't doubt for one second that she is lying, she hasn't actually brought forth anything other than anecdotal evidence. So for them as family to go against Moses and believe this, to them, just a complete stranger over family and Hila's own brother, I just think I feel like they must know something deep down, maybe the way he is around, or maybe his past. I don't know, it just doesn't seem right for them, just based on anecdotal evidence of a stranger, to be coming out and standing against her in the face of something so serious. I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong on this one. The messages then continue with Hila saying, you are sending her hate non-stop. Think about what you're doing. And Trisha says, I haven't said anything. Hila says, calling her a stalker. And Trisha says, I'm ducking, stopping everything. I just want this to end. I'm pleading. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm asking, fucking please. Ethan then says, and you would do if you actually cared about victims, you hypocrite. Shame on you. Shame on both of you. I'm trembling with anger and disgust, shame and sadness. Trisha says, what? People lie. People do. This is not a random case. This is someone you know. It's funny how she mentions people lie, isn't it? Ethan then says, I thought it was. And Trisha says, your whole Reddit is saying I lied about something like being molested. But believe all victims. Right. Why can't you just leave this alone? Like it really is too far. And Ethan says, your accusations do not line up with the evidence. I'm still waiting for you to actually clarify. And Trisha says, you can hate us. And Ethan says, I saw nothing. And Trisha says, fine. Oh my god, okay. Ethan says, shame on you both. Shame. And that's the end of the messages. Wow, those were heavy. And to be fair, those were in the frenemies actual group chat. So can you just imagine Dan and Zach and all of that just seeing those pop up halfway through their day? Like, wow. They probably saw the notifications popping off and thinking, oh fuck, here we go again. But I think for Trisha, what she just needs to do now is literally clarify everything, because if, you know, she's not lying, then she will have some sort of evidence. And maybe if she doesn't, she just needs to explain why there's so many contradiction parts of his story going back so far. And as for Moses, he's put out some texts that only seem to kind of show that him and this woman did have some sort of, be it a very brief relationship. He didn't deny anything about the stealthing claims. And I think another thing with Trisha is obviously just the hypocrisy. And Trisha went so hard for Keem when he was consensually dating a 20-year-old at the age of 40, but doesn't seem to be concerned about the allegations of being brought up against Moses, being a 40-year-old man dating a 22-year-old, which are actually far more serious and non-consensual. And I think a lot of people are just upset that she doesn't seem to call people out when it actually matters, only when it suits her. She only started to call out Shane after he brought on Jeffrey, when she didn't like Jeffrey at that point and was upset with him for backstabbing her. She brought up how she didn't like everything that Jason did after they broke up. She only started talking about everything wrong with the Vlog Squad and David Dobrik after Jason and her broke up as well. So this is all just very messy and very serious. There's a lot of accusations being thrown around, and for the most part just a lot of anecdotal evidence to back things up with, but nonetheless they are very serious and very traumatizing claims. So I don't doubt for one moment that anyone other than Trisha in this, from what I've seen, is actually lying about everything that's happened to them. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you hit the like button and left a thumbs up. I'm trying to hit 1k by the end of the year. And leave a comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Thank you. See you again soon. Bye. Say what you wanna say to me now.